When people think of nursing, they usually picture hospital wards and night shifts. But what if I told you your nursing career can take you into beauty clinics, cruise ships, schools, and even the corporate world? For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Pawan. I'm a registered nurse based in Sydney, Australia. And in this video, I'm breaking down 5 exciting nursing roles outside the hospital that are available right here in Australia. So let's get right into it. First up, we've got Cosmetic Injector Nurse. Cosmetic nurses perform non-surgical aesthetic procedures like anti-wrinkle injections, dermal fillers, different skin treatments, and client consultations. You would be working in cosmetic clinics, medi-spas, or even run your own business. Now let's talk about the qualifications required for this role. Well, firstly, you need to be registered as a nurse with AHPRA. And secondly, most clinics require you to have a postgraduate certificate in cosmetic nursing, which you can obtain from Australian Academy of Cosmetic Dermal Science. And thirdly, some hands-on training under supervision of cosmetic physician or a senior injector. Now, how you get started with this role? Well, gain at least 1 year of clinical experience. Surgical nursing or dermatology is ideal. Then enroll yourself in a cosmetic nursing course and seek mentorship or internship at a clinic. So if this is something that interests you, plan ahead and get some experience on board in dermatology and surgical nursing, and then get yourself enrolled in the cosmetic nursing course. And these nurses are actually really well paid. Cosmetic nurses in Australia can earn anywhere between $85,000 to $120,000 plus per year, and the pay is even higher if you work in private practice or commission-based roles. And I think this role definitely got a lot more popularity after the COVID-19 pandemic, because a lot of nurses in the hospital were burnt out and they were looking for different roles outside the hospital. And I myself know quite a few nurses who moved into this cosmetic nurse injector jobs. So if this is something that interests you, definitely look into it. Next up, we've got school health nursing. As a school nurse, you can work in both primary and secondary schools, managing student health, responding to minor illnesses and injuries, and delivering health education. In some roles, especially with public school-based programs, you can also be involved in giving immunizations to students. And as far as the qualifications are concerned, you should be firstly registered with AHPRA as a registered nurse. And secondly, if you have immunization certification, that actually comes in really handy when you're applying for these school nurse jobs. And there are state-specific immunization certification requirements, and I'm going to link them all down in the description box below. And thirdly, if you have any previous experience in child or adolescent health, that's definitely a bonus and it will help you stand out. And lastly, you need a valid working with children's check before you apply for these jobs. And how you basically get started with this is you look for these roles through your local health districts or state health services. And for private schools, they will have these jobs listed on their website. So if you just go through the careers portal of these private schools, you would easily find these jobs listed over there. And doing an immunization program is definitely something you should consider because it will help you stand out. It's a short course, and as far as I know, it's an online course, which means that you can do it from the comfort of your own home in your own time. And as I said before, these certifications are different depending on which state of Australia you're working in. So make sure to check all the links that I drop in the description box below, because they will have more detailed information depending on which state you're working in. Now, talking about the pay range, you can expect to be paid anywhere between $70,000 to $90,000 per year, depending on your hours and the school system. I actually currently work with a nurse at the hospital who has been working as a school nurse for so many years. And she always speaks highly of her role as a school nurse, and she finds it really rewarding. So if this is something that excites you, definitely look into it. Next up, we've got travel and cruise ship nursing. Now, what this involves is you'll be working on board cruise ships or travel as a locum nurse across different parts of Australia. And responsibilities usually include emergency care, minor procedures, and health checks. Now, talking about the qualifications required for this particular role, well, firstly, you'll obviously need to be registered as a registered nurse with AHPRA. Secondly, you will also need some previous experience in acute care or emergency care. And thirdly, advanced life support certification is often required for these roles. And lastly, if you're thinking about working on a cruise ship, you will need a seafarer's medical certification, which basically ensures that you're fit enough to perform your job at sea. Now, how you get started with this role? Well, cruise lines usually hire through medical staffing agencies or directly through their own portals. For example, I was looking through Carnival Cruise Ship's online portal, and they actually currently have a nursing position available with all the eligibility criteria listed over there. So if you're interested, you should definitely check it out. So same goes for other cruise ships as well. Just go on their online portals and see if they have any current roles available for nurses. But apart from cruise ship nursing, if you just want to travel as a nurse to different parts of Australia, you should definitely check with Australian healthcare agencies like Healthcare Australia or Affinity, and they always have so many jobs available in this sector with so many incentives for travel nurses. And how much can you expect to be paid? Well, the pay can range anywhere between $70,000 to $100,000 plus, depending on what contract you're on. And this often also includes your accommodation, your travel, your meals. So if you're someone who wants to explore different parts of Australia, this is a great way to do it because all your travel expenses, all your meals and accommodation will be taken care of by the agency. So all you basically have to do is sign up with one of these agencies and see what roles they have available in different parts of the country. Next up, we've got pharmaceuticals or medical device nurse specialist. These nurses work with pharmaceutical or medical device companies, and what they basically do is they educate clinicians on different products that have recently come out, support clinical trials, and offer post-sales training and support. Because when it comes to pharmaceuticals or medical device companies, they are always in the process of releasing a new product, which is a better version of the previous one. So the nurses in this role are basically educating the doctors and other medical staff about the new products that are released, how they are better from the previous ones, and also offering support and training when it comes to these products being released in the medical field. I actually applied for one of these roles myself a few years ago. It was a company called Medtronic, which is a medical device company, and my role was basically to educate the cardiologist on the new products like the pacemakers and balloons and stents, referring to all the clinical trials and studies that were done. I actually didn't end up taking that role because it involved a little bit of travel between Sydney and ACT, Canberra, so I wasn't up for that at the time. But for someone who doesn't mind a bit of travel, this is definitely something that you should consider because they're actually well-paying roles. Now let's talk about the qualifications required for this role. Well, first of all, you should be registered as a nurse with AHPRA. And secondly, if you have any sort of teaching or sales experience previously, even if not in the nursing field, that's definitely a bonus. And thirdly, some companies will actually require you to have some experience in a specific field of nursing. For example, the kind of role that I was going for was working with pacemakers and balloons and stents. So if you're applying for something like that, then if you have any previous experience in like cath lab nursing or ICU or CCU, that would definitely be a bonus as well. Some of them will require you to have a specialty nursing experience and some won't. Now, how you get started with this role? Well, to start with, you can start networking on LinkedIn and you can reach recruiters directly through LinkedIn. So if there's a medical device company or a pharmaceutical company that you really want to work with, try and find the recruiters on LinkedIn and reach out to them. And what you can also do is, what I normally do when I'm looking for different nursing roles, I go on websites like Indeed and Seek.com.au, and you can just type in medical device nurse specialist and you will see all the roles that are currently available. And a great way in is through roles like product training and customer education. And the salary for these roles can vary widely. You can earn anywhere between $90,000 to $110,000 plus, with bonuses, car allowances, meals, accommodation, and travel expenses, especially if they make you travel to a different part of Australia, which is away from your home. So if you're interested in working as a medical device nurse specialist and you don't mind a bit of travel, you should definitely consider this role. I've actually come across so many nurses who work as medical device specialists. Every time we get a new machine, like a cardiac monitoring machine, we will have a team come from the company. So for example, if it's a Philips machine, we will have a team come from Philips and they will do some training with us. And so many times I've actually asked those medical device specialists, what's your background? And 9 out of 10 times they've actually said that, oh, I used to work as a nurse and now this is what I do. And I think after speaking to a few of them, I decided, okay, maybe I should go for this role, but I didn't end up taking it because of the travel, but definitely consider it. And lastly, we've got occupational health nurse. These nurses work in corporate, industrial, and mining settings. Now, working in this role as a nurse, you will basically focus on injury prevention, health surveillance of the staff, employee wellness programs, and return to work planning when someone is injured. Now let's talk about the qualifications required for this role. Well, apart from your nursing registration with AHPRA, you are often required to have a certification in occupational health nursing, which can be obtained through Australian College of Nursing or TAFE. And depending on which area of nursing you're working in, they might also ask you to get certification in audiometry and spirometry. For example, if you're working as a nurse with the pre-employment checks, so do you remember applying for a new job and you had to go through a health screening check with a nurse and a doctor? So those nursing roles actually fall under this category as well. And when it comes to this sector, there are actually so many jobs available in large companies and even in occupational health and safety consulting firms. And again, when you go to Seek or Indeed, just type in occupational health nurse and you'll be surprised to see so many job listings available in this sector. And when it comes to these jobs, previous experience in acute care can be an asset. And occupational health nurses can earn anywhere between $85,000 to $110,000 per year, and sometimes even more if you're working in mining or FIFO sectors. As you can see, nursing doesn't have to mean being stuck on the ward forever. So whether you're after more flexibility, higher pay, or just a new adventure, these roles show what's possible with your nursing degree. So let me know in the comment section below which role are you most curious about, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!